My mom's sweet potato field in Texas looked like it had been hit by a bomb. The earth was ripped apart, chunks of soil scattered everywhere. And the cause? Wild hogs. Ruthless, unstoppable, and smart enough to tear through anything in their path. We knew this wasn't just about crops anymore. It was war, a life-or-death showdown between man and beast. And trust me, this was going to get wild. Before dawn, we'd already spent hours scouting the area, checking every trail, marking every water source, every feeder, and tracking the deep hoof prints that carved chaotic patterns into the mud. Knowing the terrain was everything, that was the only way to outsmart these destructive monsters. Dressed in full camo that blended with the dirt and brush, wearing soft boots to muffle every step, we loaded up, rifles ready, radios synced, and the pickup parked at the rear for a quick haul. Our first stop was a dense forest where several hog trails intersected. The wind blew in our favor, masking our scent. Suddenly Chris raised his hand, a silent signal. I froze. Through the scope I saw it, a massive hog, easily over 400 pounds, rooting behind an old oak. My heart thudded. I lined up the shot and squeezed the trigger, once, twice, 3 times. The beast tried to dart behind a tree, but it was too late. It dropped with a heavy thud. A solid start, but we knew this was just the beginning. We moved fast, following fresh signs to a clearing. The place was perfect, open ground, ideal for clean shots. But wild hogs are sharp, their hearing and sense of smell are insane. So we stayed low, keeping distance, waiting for the right moment. Minutes later, a group of hogs, called a sounder, crossed the clearing. I picked the last one, slightly lagging behind. I steadied my breath, and fired. The hit was clean. But the animal bolted, crashing through the trees before disappearing. That's the thing about hogs. They don't quit easily. As the sun dipped, we changed tactics. We set up an ambush near an automatic feeder. It's quiet, efficient, and keeps us within striking distance. Hidden inside the blind, we waited, and then it happened. A few shadows crept closer, snuffling, cautious but hungry. I aimed and fired. One shot, drop, then another came into range. Boom, down. Each clean hit brought relief, but as we packed up, another sounder emerged. One last chance. I didn't hesitate. One stepped into the open. Bang, game over. We drove home with the truck bed full and hearts light. The villagers could finally rest easy tonight. A few months later, I came back to visit my grandmother. I expected peace. What I found instead broke me. Her rice fields, 5 hectares of them, completely destroyed, barns flattened, crops gone. The villagers were terrified. The beasts had returned, bolder than ever. I couldn't stand by. That night, we rolled out again. Mission clear. Take back our land. By 6 p.m., we were on the move, deep into South Texas. The sky burning orange as we drove the UAZ hunter straight into position. Night fell fast, and so did the hogs. They flooded the field like an army. I took aim at the alpha. The shot rang out. It dropped instantly, but the rest vanished into the dark. Before I could reload, they were cunning. Too cunning, but not cunning enough for what came next. Using GPS and thermal tracking, we locked onto their positions. Leon was right behind me, steady and silent. We split angles, ready to cover every escape. Through the thermal scope, the night turned alive. White hot silhouettes glowing against the black. When they moved, we moved faster. Then, boom, one shot, clean and fast. Another, gone. Silence swallowed the field. The hunt wasn't over, but the land felt peaceful again, even if just for a second. Around 10 p.m., the hunt reached its climax. Every sound, every rustle made the adrenaline spike. We were surrounded by shadows, each one possibly hiding a beast. Then I spotted one, 100 meters out, moving slow. I waited until it stepped into the open, then fired 2 rounds in quick succession. It dropped instantly, a perfect takedown. We regrouped, got another call, a large sounder spotted on the west side. Leon took point, this time, steady as ever. His shot echoed across the fields, dropping the lead hog in one go. That's how you do it. By midnight, the hunt was over, the truck was loaded, the air thick with relief. Grandma's fields, and the villagers' land, were safe once more. But the fight wasn't over. Texas alone has over 2.6 million feral hogs now. They destroy crops, pollute water, and push out native wildlife. This isn't sport, it's survival. So at 6 a.m. the next morning, we rolled out again. Jay took position on the western ridge. Not long after, he spotted movement, a massive hog charging out of the brush. He didn't flinch. One clean shot. The beast hit the dirt, hard. Over on the east flank, I had my own showdown. This one was fast, too fast. It darted between rocks, dodging like it knew the drill. But the moment it leapt past a boulder, I took the shot. Clean hit, dropped instantly. My heart was racing. That one felt like an action movie. Later that day, deep in the thickets, Kevin was ready for another. The hog burst out, sprinting like it knew what was coming. But Kevin was one step ahead. The second it exposed its flank, boom, done. Strategy beats speed every time. As darkness fell, the real hunt began. Thermal scopes on, eyes sharp, through the lens, everything was black and white, until the hogs appeared. I lined up the biggest one, and fired. Down it went. Another quiet victory for peace. By the time we wrapped up, the field was calm again. It's strange, standing there under the stars, surrounded by silence. You almost forget how much destruction these animals cause. Almost. But across the world, the same story unfolds. In Queensland's grasslands, Jay hunts through towering reeds with his dogs, tracking a boar, hidden in the brush. One bark, one gunshot, and it's over. In France's Loire Valley, James stands in red sunlight, rifle ready. The herd crests the ridge. Boom. The lead falls. The rest scatter. In Brandenburg's forests, Mark and his dogs flush out a charging beast. One quick shot, clean kill. Even in the freezing Urals, Nathan spots a 400-pounder sunbathing on the snow. A single echoing shot ends it. And in the frost-covered forests, Mike finishes the last one with perfect precision. But not every battle uses bullets. Some are fought the old way, with bows. Late afternoon in the forest, we prepped near the feeder, baited with corn. The scent worked like a charm. The boars came. I drew the bow, waited for that perfect breath, release. The arrow flew true, hitting dead on. Another approached, unaware. I took aim again. Clean shot. Every strike was calm, calculated, but not every one hit perfectly. Once I missed, an arrow straight through a cactus. Lesson learned. Out here, haste kills more than hesitation. By the end the forest was silent. We'd done what we came to do, restore balance, protect what's ours. These hunts aren't about trophies, they're about defending the land, the people, the peace. Because as long as wild hogs keep coming, so will we.